Kintsugi Hope was founded by Patrick and his wife Diane 3 or 4 years ago now. And the name is based on the Japanese technique of repairing pottery with seams of gold. And the word literally means golden joinery in Japanese. And it repairs the brokenness. So if you'll see in the next slide, a broken pot. And the Japanese art of Kintsugi repairs the pot to make it even more beautiful, because it repairs it with golden joinery, and actually arguably even more unique and precious than it was before it was broken. And instead of hiding the scars, hiding any brokenness, it actually makes a feature of them. And we've recognized the great need for each of us to be vulnerable, open and honest in a safe space when life is hard. And we've heard how hard it is for Londoners in some of these amazing talks that we've already heard this evening. And we know from research that the need to belong is as vital to our well-being as our physical needs. I couldn't believe it when I heard that the physical impact of loneliness is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day in terms of increasing the risk of premature death. And more than 3/4 of GPs are seeing between 1 and 5 lonely people every day. And so often they don't know where to go for help, who to turn to, where they can feel safe in sharing honestly of their mental health and well-being struggles, and they feel totally alone. We know the stats, you've probably heard them, that 1 in 4 people will experience a mental health problem of some kind every single year in England. And I think there you go, we've got a slide. And also 1 in 2 people felt anxious or worried at some point during the pandemic. And that has certainly not gone down and is reflected in London as much as it is in the whole of the rest of the UK. 3/4 of us will know somebody who is struggling with their mental health right now. And staggeringly, 3/4 of men, young men particularly, don't ever tell anybody that they are struggling with their mental health. So what's our vision at Kintsugi Hope? What are we here to try and help people do? Well, we're set up to tackle social isolation because of those very impacts of loneliness that we're aware of, but also to promote positive mental health. But we're passionate about doing that through working with the local church. Why the local church? Well, because we are in every single community, and we've got some amazing communities represented here this evening. And actually we are committed as the church to people's well-being, not just their spiritual well-being, but their physical, their emotional and their mental well-being too. And we know only too well the interconnectivity of those, of financial need, of physical need, and how they all impact our mental health and well-being. The church is also there for the long haul. Been here around for several thousand years now, and we're in it for the long haul, and therefore we are so committed to people's well-being. And also one of the church's commissions is to exist for its non-members. So we are here to be missional as well as to serve those in our church communities. The NHS are acknowledging only too readily that they are overwhelmed. We have social prescribers and link workers who are desperately seeking resources and people and organisations and resources that they can signpost people to. Doctors are aware that the 5 or 7 minutes that on the whole they get to spend with a patient is not going to be sufficient to help them in their point of need. So community hope groups are working in communities through the local church. We're here not to judge or rescue or fix, but to simply come alongside one another, because we acknowledge we are all broken in some ways and we all need connection and community. We're not medical experts and never will be, nor are our group leaders, but we all know that whatever is going on in your life, you actually want the specialists, but you also want love, community and support journeying alongside you. So what do we want to see? We want to see a world where mental and emotional health is understood, accepted, and to have safe and supportive communities where everyone can grow and flourish. And one of the key ways that we'd love you to join in to see this vision become a reality is to take up the offer of running a wellbeing group with your church and in your community. The wellbeing groups are there for anyone to come along to who want to invest in their mental health, for anyone who feels overwhelmed or need connection in any way. They can learn some techniques through self-management tools of understanding their well-being and their mental health and how to monitor that when they feel anxious or angry or depressed. And we also run them in a peer facilitated mentoring style. So again, it's coming alongside with our own stories and able to work alongside each other and share those Me Too moments, if you like. But we are also there to signpost people to further help should they need it. And the key outcomes that we set out to see and are beginning to see from people that come to groups are safety and support where there's no shame or embarrassment in struggling, an increase in self-worth and confidence and well-being, and a deeper understanding of the reality of God's love and clear pathways to receive that additional support if they need it. They are led by fully trained leaders. You can partner with us as a church or an organisation and offer group leaders to be trained, and they go through an online modular training and then are set free with all the 12 weeks resource to run groups in their homes, in their churches or in their communities. We're hearing amazing stories of people running them in homeless hostels, with groups of police officers, with staff teams in churches, with people who are foster carers, survivors of abuse in community grocery stores, linked with CAP centres, linked with food banks. We've heard stories of people piloting it with women who've had their children taken away for numerous reasons, who have seen a massive uptake in suicide and attempted suicide in that group of women particularly. And we've now especially created a resource for youth to be running youth groups in schools and also in universities where the needs are huge. We cover these 12 topics in the groups. You can see them there. I won't read them all out for you, but you can see that they are some of the most vital issues that people are facing post-pandemic, and most notably, as you will know, in London. And the weeks are written in learning styles, 7 different learning styles, because we're aware that whatever group you have, whatever your participants' needs are, they won't all learn in the same way. So there are 7 learning styles for every aspect of each week's theme that you can adapt and explore with your participants in whatever way is most appropriate. We're keen to evaluate if it's actually helping people. So at weeks 2, 7 and 12, we get people to fill in a brief feedback form really of where they're at in terms of progress of their mental health and well-being as they've been in the group. And you can see there a steady incline when people are rating their well-being in all sorts of ways in terms of connection, their mood and all sorts of other ways too. Stories are amazing that we're hearing of people coming to faith, people coming back to faith, making friends, finding support, struggling with isolation, but finding connection, struggling with their mental health and finding tools and people to journey alongside them in that. And so if you want to know more, we'd love to see part of the movement for recovery, see wellbeing groups springing up in every church and in every community, in school, in universities. So if you want to know more, we run free online information sessions. There's one on May the 4th, but if that's too soon for you, there's another on May the 25th. They're online, you get to meet the whole team and hear the whole process of what groups are, what they're not, what's involved in training to be a leader, in partnering with us as a church or an organisation. So you can sign up for free on our website to join one of those information sessions. And also, if you know you're ready to partner with us, which we would be delighted about, then you can go directly to our website and start the application process there. Any questions, do email us at Kintsugi Hope, put them for my attention. I'd love to answer any questions that you have if you're not able to join an information session. But we've created a little video of, you'll get to meet Patrick, the founder, and also hear from some people who have been through our wellbeing groups and how it's impacted them.
These are our group leaders. They are amazing. They're going to tell you why Kintsugi Hope is so important to them and why it works.
Kintsugi Hope offers real acceptance and hope and freedom It demonstrates honesty and vulnerability, it builds support, helps to build resilience and authentic relationships.
Kintsugi Hope showed me that I'm not alone. And actually, it's our life experiences, our vulnerabilities, our brokenness, our flaws that make us who we are.
Such lovely, wonderful people that I would never have met in any other way. Also, we shared ideas and experiences about how to cope with life and with situations. And more importantly, we had a laugh together.
It's been amazing, and I think we feel like every week it's been a really sacred space.
Yeah.
And it's the best way we can describe it, where people come and we just create this safe space for people to explore and chat and get tooled up with just some big stuff that's going on in their life.
In this day and age, it is so good just to be in a safe space where I can discuss my issues, my thoughts, in a safe space and discover my real treasure in life's scars.
I no longer feel alone, but part of the wider Kintsugi Hope family.
And now I've really realised that that's actually a part of me, and it's sort of really helped me, I guess, progress with myself as well.
With the groups, we've had the opportunity to provide safe spaces for people sharing life together and hopefully prevent so many people reaching crisis point. We've had the privilege of running 2 groups so far, and they've really helped those on it, and we have 3 more in progress.
For me, Kintsugi Hope is a way to form deeper relationships and stronger community through being open, honest, vulnerable and real about the difficulties that we face.
And each time we've run it, we've had an amazing impact and really helped show the love of Jesus Christ to the people that have been on the course. Please support them.
What can I say about Kintsugi Hope groups? I highly recommend them. Don't knock them until you've tried them.
I firmly believe that social isolation doesn't have to mean social disconnection. And so I would encourage you, if you're part of a church, to consider signing up to be part of Kintsugi Hope. All the training is online, and you can apply by going to groups@kintsugihope.com. We would love to work with you to make a difference in our communities at this time.